Well, if you spend time on TikTok, no doubt you've come across some of those videos with the hashtag Shein haul, users showing off their cheap buys on the Chinese e-commerce platform. That app is now the top shopping app on the iOS store in nearly 60 countries. And it ranked as the second most popular shopping site for teens here in the US after Amazon in a recent Piper Sandler survey. Let's bring in Matthew Brennan. He's the author of The Attention Factory. Joins us from Thailand today. Matt, it's good to talk to you. You recently wrote a post on this explosive growth that we've seen from this company. What do you attribute the growth to? Is it really about these social media campaigns the company has been able to, get out the word through without spending a whole lot of money on?
Yeah, definitely. This company is a very savvy operator in terms of acquiring users through social media platforms. They were early to Pinterest. They were early to TikTok. They were actually the most talked about brand on TikTok globally for last year. But to be honest, price is a bigger driver. This platform Shein, the price is on there. It makes Amazon look positively expensive. I don't know if you have any personal experience of this, but if you talk to anyone on there, the prices are significantly lower than you would expect. And that's really attractive to their target customer base.
Yeah, what issues come along with that, though? I mean, when we talk about fast fashion and even some of these brands that people shop in and their own issues. So when you talk about build a following on social media, what else should people know about this brand in particular?
You cut out a little bit there, but I think I got the gist. I mean, what else is driving Shein essentially, right? So their model is actually quite innovative, and it's difficult for their competitors to copy because the thing about fashion is fashion's very volatile, especially fast fashion. And so if you're able to operate faster than your competitors in terms of assessing, identifying new trends and getting those garments spinning up SKUs that are doing well faster than other people, then you're able to reduce markdowns and you're able to lower your costs and increase, reach more customers. That's what Zara's done, essentially. From the 1990s, they basically invented fast fashion and created their system, which works for a store network. In the last, say, decade, we've seen a new breed of D2C platforms, brands like Fashion Nova, and in the UK, Boohoo and ASOS, which are already publicly listed companies, are doing quite well. Shein, we can view as just taking this up another level. They're faster than the ultra fast. I term it real-time retail in terms of they're taking the data that they're seeing on their app in, say, America, and using that and connecting that directly to the Chinese factory floor in terms of when people start putting items in a basket in America, they know, okay, we're going to sell more of this, and they immediately run that through to the factory floor and start ordering more and ordering materials. And the algorithms automate everything. Yeah. So it's really quite an innovation that they've managed to achieve.
Yeah, that's an interesting dynamic, Matt, because when you think about younger consumers, we've heard more and more that there is this consciousness of sustainability. And yet here we are talking about people buying up hauls of clothes here from the website at a very cheap price point. A number of critiques directed at the app, sort of similar to what we've seen with other fast fashion brands, about the knockoffs potentially, as well as the quality of the products that are being sent out. What more do we know about this company and the supply chain that allows them to have such a quick turnaround in such a cheap price point?
Yeah, well, the reason why they're able to get that price is because the supply chain is unbelievably efficient. They don't technically own the factories, but they're so closely linked up with their supply chain management software that it's almost it works effectively as they did, if they did. They've been criticized for a variety of things, as you rightly pointed out. There is questions over the sustainability of fast fashion and the environmental impacts. I think those are things that we do need to look at. But in this context of the target consumer that they're reaching, obviously there are people concerned about these things, but it seems that at least for the people who are buying on Shein, they're less concerned about the environmental impact and more concerned about their immediate needs to stay on top of fashion trends within their social circle. There's also been complaints about, suspicions of them using things like child labor. I think that those are a little bit hard to believe, given where they're based in Guangzhou, being, one of the highest GDPs in China. And so, yes, we do need to look at these issues. But overall, I think these are wider questions about the fast fashion industry that could be applied to many, many companies.
Let's talk about another company that you're quite familiar with, and that is Bytedance. Of course, you wrote a book about TikTok being the attention factory. A big shakeup over the last few weeks with founder Zhang Yiming stepping down, or at least saying that he's stepping down. What do you make of the timing of that, and how did that change the dynamic and the growth opportunities the company sees, or the direction of the company?
It doesn't change as much as you would think. I mean, Yiming, the founder's still in charge. Nobody thinks that he's really stepping down in China. And I think it does signal that to some degree, they're past the storm. Last year, 2020, was a really crazy year for Bytedance and TikTok. We saw Trump trying to get them banned. There almost was a flash sale, a fire sale to Oracle or Microsoft, Walmart. These were the names being bandied around. Quite unimaginable trouble that they had in the North American market. That seems to have passed. And this period of high volatility, they now have a new CEO of TikTok, Joseph Chu, who's based in Singapore. I might speculate that Singapore looks to be the new global head office for TikTok. They haven't announced that. That's just my personal interpretation. Given that he's based there and the head of product's based there. It seems they've gone past this period, and the CEO feels he can pass it off now and focus on other things.
How big of a risk do you think that the geopolitical tensions are now? I mean, to your point, you had this big flare up under the administration. Nothing has really been resolved on that front. It's just sort of been put on pause, at least in the U.S. and TikTok's operations here when it comes to the Biden administration. How do you think the company views that risk right now?
It's difficult to say. I don't have any special insight into the higher level management and what they're, what's really being discussed. But it's, the indications from the outside, just looking at things, it seems to be they're confident. Today, number 2 in the American App Store is another Bytedance app, CapCut. So that's a video editing app. Now, this is something I've been expecting for a long time, is that we see in the China market, Bytedance has a whole family of applications. It runs about 50 different apps, and it's constantly bringing out new services, internet services in the local market. They've been very disciplined in focusing just on TikTok internationally. And I think that's due to the political risk that's been around the company for this period. The fact that they're now pushing other applications in North America, to me, is a strong indicator that they're much more confident about their place now.